The best thing about Heroquest is the board. At least that's what certain other channels have you believe, and I agree with them. It's got lovely colours, a beautiful layout, really good attention to detail, all kind of interesting little bits and pieces on it. So I'm going to be trying to print me an entire Heroquest board. He's mad, you say? It can't be done. I promise you it can, and here's proof. So yeah, all joking aside, the Heroquest board is a thing of absolute beauty. It's got all kinds of wonderful goodness on it. It's got corridors, it's got other corridors, it's got dungeons, it's got little rooms, it's got broom closets with bones and stuff in them. This was a formative piece of artwork from my childhood. When I received this in 1989 from my parents at Christmas, it was the best Christmas present I ever received. Well, maybe the puppy, but no, Heroquest, it lasted longer than the puppy did. Oh, sad thoughts. But yes, this is a beautiful piece of MB/Games Workshop art. But it's flat, it's 2D, I like 3D. So I have found on several sites different sets of Heroquest tiles, and a particular one that stood out, file name and details below, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and print this. So I've downloaded it, I've worked out how long it's going to take, probably about 2 weeks, so it's going to be a couple of videos on this. First of all though, I'm going to print, then I shall paint, and then we shall construct. And then we'll play our first game of Heroquest on a fully 3D printed board. Excitement. Before we do, however, don't forget to like and subscribe. You know that little subscribe button on there? Move your mouse down, hover over it, give it a click. Go on, you know you want to. Thank you so much everyone who has actually subscribed. I've had a real upturn in subscribers recently, and it's really given me a second wind and made me think, you know what, I need to do more and more videos. So yep, I'm doing a 3-part video just purely to thank the guys who have subscribed this month. You guys are the real heroes. Heroquest heroes, do you see what I did there? Yeah. I'll get my coat. Let's give this a print and see how it goes. So the Heroquest board tiles have quite unique colours on each one of them. I mean, you've got a sort of nice light green here, right next to this sort of dark, almost bluey brown, and up here you've got sort of a very bright red and a much brighter blue. So matching these colours, I'm not going to have all the exact colours for them. I mean, this one here you can see with the pebbles and the slight discoloration, I have gone for, place that there, a light blue to go along with it. I mean, it isn't an exact match, and I'm going to have to lighten up some of the segments, but that's okay. The thing is, it's right next to another blue tile, which is this one here, which I haven't painted yet. I've just undercoated it. So I'm thinking with this one, because that's quite a light blue, I'm thinking I'm going to do a maybe a Mordian blue, which is an old Citadel foundation, when they did foundation paint instead of base paint. Potato. But yeah, I think that'd be a nice dark blue compared to this light one, it'll make that one stand up a little bit more. So let's get the black detail paint on here first, then we'll try the Mordium blue and see if that is a good colour to match up with the slightly darker blue here. Yeah, let's give that a try. Okay, so let's see how these colours compare. So this is Mordium blue. Oh yeah, and that's a much darker, richer colour than the blue wash I used on the other tile, so that should stand out quite nicely. Put a bit more water in that, I think. Maybe needs a little bit. Yeah, that's better. That's going on quite nicely, getting that in all the cracks. Actually, creating these tiles hasn't been too hard. It's actually finding the colours actually correspond with the ones on the Heroquest board, which has been the real pain, because I really want these colours to match as best I can to the original board. And then I'm going to have to find some detritus. So there's one particular tile which has an old boot on it. I really want to find a 3D printed boot that I can glue to that tile to give that its unique feel, because I've always liked that boot, because it's like, it makes you think, where did this boot come from? Who owned it? Is the foot still inside? But yeah, that's one of the unique things about the Heroquest board. It had all kinds of interesting stuff like spellbook pages and bits of bone and bits of broken timber and all kinds of stuff that made each square unique. Games Workshop just kind of strayed away from that recently, with lots and lots of their game boards being a bit cut and paste, reusing assets and reusing bits and pieces, which I don't really like. If you're going to do a game board, paint each as a unique piece of art. Don't just cut and paste bits and pieces all over the place and reuse stuff. It just looks cheaper, and it looks like you don't give a damn as much as you used to. Games Workshop really used to care about its game boards, but recently they're a little bit paint by numbers, but that's just my own opinion. But yeah, I want this game board to look nice and unique. If I'm going to the time of actually 3D printing a game board, I'm going to make it look as good as I possibly can. So yeah, this is coming on nicely. Once this has been finished, I will paint on the black squares so you can make out the movement squares, do some highlighting, and then I will go on and paint some of the detritus and dungeon junk which is lying around, like the broken bits of ceiling here and some of the bones which are left lying out on this blue cobblestone dungeon floor. Okay, with the dungeon tiles all printed, these things are looking really nice. There's a nice sort of bit of texturing to them. They're the right thickness. I've undercoated them. Now let's try and get these painted up and make them look as nice as the original Heroquest board. Okay, as this is a board game, you're going to need each one of these squares to be individually spaced off. I'm going to do them one nice colour, but you still have to be able to see where the squares are. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by painting these lines black. So I'm going to use my wet palette here, just get myself a nice little black splodge there, a little bit of water, make sure I've got a nice point on here, and just line across. Doesn't need to be too straight because this is dungeon tiling after all, and all of these squares are slightly rough. I'm going to be painting over this anyway. So, just carefully picking out the gap between the tiles without going over the edges too much. And if you do go over the edges a little bit, don't worry, because you can just get your grey sear and go over this again, neaten it up. Just twisting the brush slightly as we go to make sure it stays nice and thin. There we go. And with the wonders of modern technology, and we're done. So yeah, that is the grid finish there. Now, what we're going to do next is we are going to chuck on some contrast paint. This is Games Workshop contrast paint. I like contrast paints. A lot of people think, oh, you know, contrast paints are only for beginners, but they're really, really good if you really want to get a large area covered very quickly with as little mess as possible and little fuss as possible, like a Heroquest board. So let's just put it on thick and gloopy as per the instructions and see how this turns out. Hopefully it won't be as dark as the dark line, so we'll still be able to see the play squares, because that would be a bit of a exercise in futility, painting the play squares and then covering them over with black. But Black Templar looks more of a grey wash than anything else. So once again, do a quick wipe and we'll see what this looks like when it is finished. That's turned out very, very nicely. Leave that to dry now and it should lose its gloss finish and go nice and matte, and we've got a nice dark grey centerpiece for my new 3D printed Heroquest board. Right, with one piece completed, let's have a look and see how the rest of this turns out. Okay, so this is the original Heroquest board and these are my beautiful 3D printed pieces. So let's see how this goes. So first of all, let's start off the easy one. Chuck the big grey piece in the middle. I've printed these out slightly larger than the original board because, hey, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it so I've got a bit more play space as well. Second easiest bit has got to be this bit here with the cutout, so we shall place that there. Nice. Then we've got a green bit here and a green bit there, but this is the 4x4. Let's get this the right way around because it's got bones on it in one corner, which I think is, yeah, there we go. Got bones and a rock and another bone there. So let's put that there. There we go. I've got a yellow bit here with sort of X's on it, which I think is this bit here. And you've got a load of rocks there, and I think you've got a load of rocks on it there. So yeah, that should go there like so. Now we're moving on to the 3x4s. This has got to be it here because it's got the piece of paper there and the timber. So we'll put that there like so. Finally, a light blue bit, which is going to go there. Okay, so there we go. That is a fully printed set of rooms for Heroquest. Next I need to do is do the corridors. and then I'm going to need to add all the shading and detail to the rooms, because at the moment they are just regular primary colours, and I'm going to want a load more bones, a load more bits of detritus, so a few bits of torn parchment, and I need to tone down the colours a bit using some washes. But yeah, at the moment I'm very happy with that. That's turned out beautifully. And next video, definitely going to be doing corridors, and then we're going to be doing some high level detail and as many bones, skulls and bits of dungeon crap we possibly can. So thanks for watching 3D Printed Soup. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay happy, stay safe, keep printing.